Good, we're good. Welcome to Morning Minutes. We're talking about getting double the space for half the price, residential, commercial. You have myself on a commercial agent and also Mark Novak, who's across all as well. We are property experts. We're not just doing one sector, and this is why we can give you a very good barometer of the market out there, and it is bargain hunting time.
Yeah, it's opportunity time.
Tell us about it, Mark.
It's definitely opportunity time, guys. It is, and you know what? It wasn't really the right place to be opportunistic at the beginning of the epidemic, But I certainly feel that by spending your money today, you're helping people tomorrow, and I think you're supporting the community. So there are people that want goods sold, services consumed, and they are prepared to discount. Given in the environment that we're in, they are prepared to discount, which is a great opportunity for people needing those products or services, goods or services.
You nailed it there, Mark. 4 weeks ago, if you had the attitude of I'm bargain hunting, everyone just looked at you like you're not a good person. And we've said it many times on this show, Mark, where we cringe when clients say, where's the deal that someone's going bankrupt? Find me that deal. I want that deal.
Yeah.
We're like, we don't want to talk to you because we're dealing with those situations. We're dealing with crying vendors, sad vendors. Like, we don't want to be dealing with that type of light, to be honest. Like,
it's not good business. It's not, the way I say is it's not good business making money out of other people's losses.
And I'm sure Admiral can agree on this. Jeff can agree on this. You're all agents. Andrew Cole, great to have you on. Stephanie, it's good to have you. And Merrick, Jesse, Sylvie. I'm sure I butchered your name,
Merrick.
But thank you. I think we can all agree it doesn't feel good when a buyer says that to you. You don't really want to be looking for them, and it just doesn't work. The largest developer in Australia, his attitude is, I rather buy at the top and pay more, and everyone in those units is selling for more, and everybody wins. Buy in a good market, like just winning, and that's beautiful real estate. But today we're talking about bargain hunting because we're in a pivotal moment of everything I'll move my hands through it. A pivotal moment, and I'll put my hands straight back up. I'll put them under the table.
No, you won't be able to not use your hands. You're the biggest hand user ever.
I know. I'll start hitting the table if they're there. It's no good.
But Michael, what I notice is the sales prices, the sales prices over COVID-19 have not changed a lot. But I've noticed the rental prices have changed a lot, both in residential rentals and particularly in commercial rentals.
Yes.
So if you're prepared to do a deal now, if you're fortunate enough to do it and you have the ability to do a deal now, there are cracking deals out there, and owners are keen, landlords are keen.
Yeah, because a lot of landlords have been empty for 6 months going into this. And they're looking at it now going, I'm going to be empty for another year. So instead of thinking, it's taking advantage, you're actually helping. It's going to be, I'm telling you now, like I'm in the front line of the commercial market in leasing.
Yep.
And it will be empty for a year if you don't do a deal. So a message to all landlords, do a deal in year one. Let's say your rent was 40 grand, do a deal at 25 grand for year one, and have some good increases along the way. It's as easy as that. But if you don't do a deal now, you probably won't be rented till next year, and that will cost you more.
And normally people do 3 months rent free. What are you seeing rent frees go up to now? As in rent free, not rent frees.
Yeah, it's still the same. Like we're doing a gym tenant at the moment. And it's crazy. A lot of people are like, what? Why is a gym opening up a new business? They can't even operate. Well, yeah, but that's only for the next few months, and they're not going to be closed. They're not going to be closed forever. And this gym tenant is able to go, well, I need 6 months free rent, or at least a lot longer than needed, because he may not be open. It's perfect. Great negotiation tool, perfect timing to do it, because let's face it, trades are out there, trades want work, and they're willing to do the work. So That's great. And that's the attitude and ethos we love to work around. In that office market, just get it rented, whatever they offer, basically within reason. And even without within reason, if they're ready to go, do the deal, but structured over a long time. Like, yes, you got two ways to do it. I look about it. If you're going to do your rent in half, let's say, then just do it a 1 year lease. Hopefully we're out of this market in a year and it's better. But I would much prefer you do a 5 year lease. You do really good rent. What's it called? Popcorn rent or popcorn rent? What do we call it?
Peppercorn rent. Yeah.
Peppercorn rent for year one, maybe year two. Good morning, Cleo. She's on Insta.
Hey guys, but it's also and I know I've been big lately about supporting local. It's Australian, like it's a good thing to do. To give you an idea, guys, I found it very hard to get trades, around the house to get stuff done. It's been hard to get people to compete. It's been hard to get good value. And I think at the moment, if you can actually if you've got the ability and you can force your spending and you can get stuff done. One, you're gonna get a trade before you couldn't even get one. Two, you're gonna get better value. So it's not just happening with resi and commercial rents. It's happening with a lot of stuff. Like I think even builders now, people are just that little bit less cheeky and less confident, where you can actually come in and say, and they're worried, and you can say, look, guys, I'll give you this job, but I need you to do this price. What a great time. And that is spending money in the economy, because the worst thing that can happen is everyone has an artificial freeze because they're scared. And then the money sits in people's bank accounts, doesn't get cross-pollinated.
It's great. Great to have you on, Roshan. Thanks for sharing as well. Hopefully your network can get some value out of what we're talking about today. So thank you very much. You were on yesterday as well, so we appreciate it.
Is that Roshan from our office?
No, Roshan, I can't pronounce his surname, but thank you. I'm not good at names. What we're talking about today is doing deals in this market. There's great value out there. We touched on just at the beginning of this about it doesn't have the same ethos of bargain hunting in the first couple of weeks of Corona, where everyone's like, you're not a good person taking advantage. Yep. But we're now saying we believe that's past. There's great deals out there. Owners need to be doing deals. They do not want the property empty for another 6 months, if not longer. It's already been empty for 6 to 12 months. Do a deal. I know Jeff, you do a bit of, Jeff does commercial, doesn't he? I believe Jeff does commercial. Yeah, so they're empty for a year, and what's happening is they'll probably be empty for another year. So it's a cracker
time to do a deal. And you know what? I think there's a time to save and there's a time to spend. And it's really, really interesting to look at it this way, guys, like the environment that we're going through. And, I think that probably within the first probably 3 or 4 weeks of Corona, it was like, God, I don't know how long this is going to go on before. Hoard your money, hoard your toilet paper, just hoard.
Well, you proved it in a post. Hang on, you proved that in a post. There was a post that went out and said of all the money that went out, so it was 500 billion or million, and Mark posted a really good chart, and it was like out of 500 million, 400 million was saved, and only 100 was spent. Like it needs to be spent. Like everyone hoarded it, like it was going into a war, which it was a pandemic war rather than a physical war, but that was everyone's attitude in the first month. They didn't kickstart the stimulus needed for the economy, and now we believe it's time to get that going. We're seeing it in buyer activity the last 4 days with deals we've done, and I'm seeing it with people in commercial saying, I'm willing to do a deal. What can we do and what price?
And it's actually hard for people to spend their money at the moment because you can't go out. So it's, at the moment, if you can spend it on things that can stimulate the economy, because it's hard to spend it. So people aren't spending it on what they traditionally would have spent it on over the last, 5, 10, 15 years. They can generally only spend it on food and accommodation, shelter,
Yes.
food and shelter. That's it. So if you can find stuff where you can actually optimize and circulate that through the economy, you're genuinely helping businesses and genuinely helping people. So I really encourage everyone to look at what's essential that you need at the moment. And if you can make that move, make that move. But you've got to be active to do that. Your mind's got to be active.
Yep.
And I'll give you an idea of that. I've got a place coming up for rent. Sorry, we have a place coming up for rent on DY Beach, which is 4 times bigger than any residential unit that I've seen. It is an absolute monster of a 2-bedroom. It's on the beach. It has a massive balcony onto the beach. It's on my social media. I'll put it up on Saturday, Facebook, Insta, and LinkedIn. $750 a week.
Yeah, it's a great time to be looking for that stuff.
That was well over $1,000 a month ago. So if someone's going to pull their finger out, if you're paying $750 for a unit that you're in now with no view and nothing, and you're thinking, you know what, I'll put my finger out on my bum and I'll move. There's really, really good saving. And then what I would do is I'd get a nice long lease. So I'd ask for a couple year lease.
Yeah, anyone who's probably rented a property 3 years ago is probably paying too much. Even last year, if you're in there, you're paying too much, basically. If you've been there for 10 years, you're probably definitely paying too much. There's a lot of chilled landlords out there, but it is time to evaluate because you do get comfortable. But if you can get a larger property, a better property, even if it's not larger, maybe just be in a better location where you are, it's worth having the look. I'm sure Cleo can think in the top of her head her properties and be like, yeah, they could get a far better deal elsewhere.
Huge.
You know,
and some owners are a little bit more willing than others. Some need to be, some don't need to be. So, you know, if you get an owner that's over willing, you know, grab a bargain, guys. Grab a bargain.
Yeah.
Have we repeated ourselves in 30 different ways over 15 minutes?
Yeah, probably. But we've got to make sure the message gets across. I've got something that we haven't spoke about, which I'd love to see what businesses would do.
Yeah.
Okay, so prior to coronavirus, they got rid of all the lockouts outside of the.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I don't smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Never. Like I can. You know, maybe when I was a kid, I didn't. But every time I drive through Manly Vale, I can smell marijuana.
Yeah, where?
Manly Vale. Yeah, Condamine Street. Every single morning I drive through, I can smell it, and it's believe me, it's not my car. I swear. Yeah. I used to smell coffee because it was the coffee place in.
I know the one, Rosebery Avenue on the corner.
Yeah, they brew coffee, but I swear it's marijuana that's very distinctive. 100%.
Clear. If anyone agrees with me, rental market now, which is like perfect. Okay, off the weed.
It's leveled out. So what were you saying, Michael?
I was going to say I'll be very interested. I think Zoom's playing up. It's very crackly, like the.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
But anyway, so businesses, the lockout laws were lifted prior to COVID, and they didn't do it in the cross. And I reckon a lot of the businesses wouldn't have straight away gone, all right, let's go back to 4 a.m. But now they've been closed for basically 2 months.
The alcohol lockout.
Yeah, the alcohol lockout, and entrance. So basically you couldn't go into a club or a bar after 12 o'clock anywhere in Sydney. And I reckon when that was lifted, a lot of bars wouldn't have changed how they do business just to, I don't know, just because keeping good faith, you don't want to do it straight away.
Yeah, I think I like where you're going here, I think. Yeah.
But now being closed for 2 months, no income, I reckon they are going to go hard and fast, 4 a.m. entry, open long hours, get the music back, get the instruments, get live music till 2 a.m. entrance, just open the doors and everyone just enjoy. You've been locked in for 1 or 2 months. Let's do that Melbourne lifestyle. Let's have live bands for till 2 a.m. Come in with your friends and family, boys. Just enjoy.
Stimulate
that spending through nightlife.
It's a pity we had to put on our well, it's a pity we had to be put on our knees to think like that. But I was
I know.
talking with a builder who did a big development. He's doing a big development on Northern Beaches. He's done an enormous amount of concreting. He was able to operate on public holidays, and he was able to operate on Sundays. And I thought to myself, that's progressive. That's stimulating the economy.
So it's good. Thanks, Anmar. I think Anmar's screenshot the spiky walls. I'll have a look at that. Maybe it's just the camera not in the cord in properly. But I think that's a wrap today. I think we repeated ourselves 15 times, but I love the lockout thing. I've said it here first. Hopefully that happens. Bring back the nightlife and the live music.
That's it.
Or not like, and know this, what do we call ourselves? The nanny state. Throw that out the window, spend money, enjoy, have fun. Dangerous. No nanny state. We should always do another topic on how bad we are in nanny state, and it has to end. Throw out the nanny state with Corona. Bye-bye. And
see you, buddy.
Wrap.
Bye, everyone. Love ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.